It seems like this year, we never run out of court dramas to follow. This time, more and more development about ex-spouses Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are coming to light. Just recently, Angelina Jolie alleges physical abuse by Brad Pitt in a countersuit. What did the actress reveal about this past incident? Find out all about this and more in today's video. So make sure you keep watching if you don't want to miss out. As the legal dispute over a French winery intensifies, Angelina Jolie claims that her ex-husband, Brad Pitt, was abusive against her and the two of her children on a flight in 2016. On Tuesday, Angelina Jolie filed a cross-complaint against her ex-husband Brad Pitt, revealing additional information regarding what she had previously characterized in court documents as his abusive behavior aboard a private plane in 2016. This behavior was what ultimately caused their marriage to end. Lawyers for Jolie claimed that Pitt's demand that she signed a non-disclosure agreement prevented her from discussing Pitt's physical and emotional abuse of her and their children outside of court in a court document submitted in Los Angeles as part of a legal dispute over a winery the well-known Hollywood actors once co-owned. She goes on to detail a protracted verbal and physical outburst that occurred in September 2016 during a flight from France to California that Pitt, Jolie, and their 6 children were taking. Pitt grabbed Jolie by the head and shook her and poured beer on Jolie. At another, he poured beer and red wine on the children, according to the filing, which also claims that Pitt choked one of the children and struck another in the face. Federal authorities, who have jurisdiction over flights, looked into the incident but decided not to press charges. A few days following her flight, Jolie filed for divorce. Ann Kiley, a lawyer for Pitt, claimed that although Pitt had admitted some guilt in the past, he would not accept responsibility for wrongdoing. Unidentified individuals close to Pitt were cited in 2016 in several media as indicating that he had not been violent toward his kids. The separation of Jolie and Pitt has dragged on for years as a result of their legal dispute over their children's custody, and more recently, a legal action brought by Pitt regarding the Chateau Miraval winery in France that the pair purchased more than 10 years ago. This year, Pitt sued his ex-wife, alleging that she sold her share of the business to a Stoli Group subsidiary without his consent, infringing on his contractual rights. In her cross-complaint, Jolie claimed that she had only sold her stake to someone else after negotiations stalled over his insistence on a non-disclosure clause. She claims that an FBI agent looked into claims that Pitt had physically abused Jolie and their children on a plane in 2016 and came to the conclusion that there was probable cause to indict Pitt for his actions on that particular day. The agent gave the United States Attorney's Office copies of a probable cause statement connected to this occurrence, according to a redacted FBI report on the case, which was covered by numerous news organizations in August and later obtained by the New York Times. The report stated that a representative of the United States Attorney's Office spoke with the case agent about the merits of this inquiry after seeing the document. All parties concurred that the case would not be prosecuted criminally due to many reasons. Jolie was reportedly conflicted on whether or not to be supportive of charges in the case, according to the FBI investigation. Federal Bureau of Investigation and U.S. Los Angeles' Attorney Office declined to comment. The cross-complaint from Ms. Jolie's attorneys stated that the actress has gone to tremendous measures to try to shield their children from suffering the agony Pitt put on the family that day. Pitt, however, forced Jolie to publicly defend herself on these matters for the first time when he brought this lawsuit trying to reestablish control over Jolie's financial life and compel her to rejoin her ex-husband as a frozen-out business partner. Pitt allegedly started shouting at Jolie in the bathroom after accusing her of being too differential to their children, according to Jolie's version of the 2016 trip in the court documents. The complaint claims that before slamming Jolie against the toilet wall, Pitt grabbed Jolie by the head and shook her, and then grabbed her shoulders and shook her again. Pitt then repeatedly struck the plane ceiling, which caused Jolie to come out of the restroom. According to the court documents, when one of the kids defended Jolie, Pitt lunged at the child, causing her to grasp him by the back. Pitt choked one of the children and struck another in the face during the altercation, the lawsuit claimed. Since shortly after the 2016 flight, the media have covered it extensively. The FBI announced in November of that same year that it had concluded its investigation into the flight and that no charges had been brought. This past August, according to a report in Puck News, Jolie had been requesting data about the FBI's case as an anonymous plaintiff in a Freedom of Information Act petition. It's unclear if allegations that Pitt had choked or hit any of the kids were included in the heavily redacted FBI report. Pitt and Jolie first crossed paths on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, an action film from 2005, where they portrayed married assassins. They acquired a majority majority stake in Chateau Miraval in 2008 and later got married there after seeing the property as both a family home and a business. Jolie and Pitt have 6 children, now between the ages of 14 and 21. The Rosé famous French winery is the subject of a court dispute between the divorcing couple. Pitt filed a lawsuit against Jolie and her former business in February, claiming that she had betrayed his contractual expectations by selling her stake in the winery to Tenute Del Mondo, a division of Stoli Group. The ex-couple agreed, according to his lawsuit, that neither would sell its portion of the winery without the other's approval. Pitt's claim contended that Jolie sought and ultimately completed the alleged sale in secret, purposefully keeping Pitt in the dark and intentionally violating Pitt's contractual rights. The actor was countersued by Jolie's former business, which is now a part of the Stoli Group, last month to refute his version of events and his assertion that the transaction amounted to a hostile takeover. Pitt told The Times in 2019 that after Jolie filed for divorce, he spent time in Alcoholics Anonymous and was committed to sobriety. In Jolie's countersuit, filed in Los Angeles Superior Court on Tuesday, she claimed that she chose to sell her share of the wine business in part because she was growing uncomfortable with participating in an alcohol-related business, considering Pitt's acknowledged problem of alcohol abuse. According to her complaint, there was no written or verbal agreement like the one Pitt mentioned, and Pitt had rejected the notion that there should be a contingency plan in place in the event the partnership ended. Pitt and Jolie provided contrasting tales of how negotiations for him to purchase her half of the wine company broke down in their respective lawsuits. Jolie allegedly walked out of the tentative agreement last year after a judge hearing the custody case found against her, leading her to resort to Stoli Group, according to Pitt's lawsuit. However, according to Jolie's countersuit, Pitt was the one to back out of the contract after she refused to accept his non-disparagement clause, forcing her to find a different bidder. In other news, the actress's portrait was among stunning Siena International Photo Award winners. The winner of the 2022 Siena International Photo Awards, Greek photographer Konstantinos Sakalidis, has been revealed following the announcement of the Siena International Photo Awards 2022 winners. Photos from all 12 categories will be on exhibit during the Siena Awards Festival from October 1st through November 20th. The overall winner this year was Greek photographer Konstantinos Sakalidis for his portrait Women from Evia, which is both dramatic and frightening in that it depicts the 81-year-old woman's desperation as flames approach her home during a forest fire. The picture was chosen from among hundreds submitted by photographers from all over the world and was taken in the summer of 2021. The pictures will be on display in Siena alongside the Drone Photo Awards, Creative Photo Awards, and Danish Siddiqui's solo exhibitions. Danish Siddiqui was an Indian photographer who tragically passed away in 2021 while he was photographing the battle between the Taliban and Afghan forces. Additionally, there was an overall champion in each of the 12 categories. The shot Angelina Jolie with Bees, which was captured by American photographer Dan Winters for an earlier National Geographic article, won the category for fascinating faces and characters. Jolie's picture was taken to highlight the actress's participation in World Bee Day as a part of the Women for Bees initiative. The actress was sprinkled with the queen bee pheromone over her body, and the actress remained immobile for 18 minutes without ever being bitten, the press statement reads. Other well-known faces were placed into the category by photographer Dan Winter, including an environmental shot of Barack Obama. The Siena Awards Festival will include a display of his artwork. With that, we're wrapping up today's episode about the latest development on Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's lawsuit, as well as the latest news on the actress. Thanks for watching today's video, and before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. We'll see you again next time.